Your toddler just hauled off and hit you, or hit the baby, or a friend at the playground, right in front of everyone, and your face goes hot because it feels like you're raising someone mean. Here's what I want you to know, because I see this every single day. Your toddler is not mean, and they're not bad. When a big feeling hits and they don't have the words for it, the hand moves before the thought can catch it, because the part of the brain that's supposed to stop the hand isn't built yet. Some of them understand that it hurts, and some of them don't. But even the ones who do know still don't have another way to get a feeling that big back out. Either way, it was never cruelty. It's a child who doesn't have the words yet. I spend all day with a whole room of toddlers who hit and bite and grab. And I can tell you, the way we're taught to respond, the big reaction, the "you're a bad boy," the hitting them back so they know how it feels, actually makes it happen more, not less. So let me show you what's really going on when your toddler hits, and exactly what to do instead, the thing that actually teaches their hands a new job. So let me walk you through what a hit really is, why the way we react can quietly make it worse, and exactly what to do in the moment and after, so your toddler slowly trades the hitting for words. Think about what a hit actually is. It's the same thing as a tantrum. It just comes out through the hand. Your toddler got mad or hurt or frustrated, or sometimes they just wanted your attention, and a big feeling came up all at once, and they don't have the words yet to say it, and they don't have the brakes yet to hold it in. So it comes out the fastest way it can, as a hit. This is almost always a little one, 3.5 and under, though it can be older, and it isn't because they're mean or disrespectful or because they need more discipline. Everybody looks at a child who hits and thinks, that child is being defiant, that child needs to be taught a lesson. But that isn't what's happening at all. A toddler who hits can't yet say, "I'm angry," or "I don't like that," or "You hurt my feelings. You're not being my friend right now." They feel all of it, with no way to get it out. So instead of a tantrum, it's a hit. And I'll be honest with you, by the time they're 3 or 4, they do know that hitting hurts. But knowing it hurts and having another way to handle the anger are two very different things. They still reach for the hand because it's the only tool they've got. Our whole job is to give them a better one. Now here's the first thing I need you to stop doing, because it quietly makes everything worse. When your child hits, the words that come out of us are, "You're mean, you're bad, why are you being so naughty?" It feels natural, we're upset. But think about who your toddler believes you are. At this age, you are their whole world. You're the hero, the one who knows everything, the one who's always right. So when you tell them they're mean, they believe you. They think, "My mom says I'm mean, so I must be mean. My dad says I'm bad, so that's who I am." And then they grow right into it. So the words you choose in that moment matter more than you know. Instead of telling them who they are, ask them what happened. Why did you hit him? What did he do that made you so mad? And they'll tell you, "He called me mean. He said he's not going to be my friend. He took my toy." Now you know the feeling underneath the hit, and you can actually work with that. And sometimes what they'll tell you is, "But he hit me first." And this is where a lot of us were raised on some very bad advice. If someone hits you, hit them back harder. I need you to hear me on this one. When you teach a child to hit back, the only thing they learn is that hitting is okay, as long as you have a reason. So now they have permission. What I teach instead is simple. If someone hits you, you don't hit them back. You go and tell a grown-up. You come tell me, or you tell your mom, "Somebody hit me." And then the grown-up steps in and helps sort it out. That isn't being weak. That's teaching them that the answer to being hurt is never to hurt back. It's to get help and to use words. So let's talk about the moment itself. Sometimes, if you're close and you catch that little wind up, you can stop the hit before it happens. Not always, but sometimes. And when you can, you say, "Excuse me, what were you about to do? Were you about to hit? What happened? What did they do that made you so mad? Can you tell me?" And just like that, you've stopped a hit before it landed and turned it into words instead. But a lot of the time, you won't catch it in time, and that's all right. The hit happens. And in that moment, you stay calm, you get down to them, and you ask the very same thing. What happened? Why did you hit him? You're not excusing it. You're finding the feeling that caused it. And once they tell you, you say the most important sentence of all. "I understand you were mad, but you don't have to hit. You can use your words. And if this is the kind of thing that makes the hard moments finally make sense, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe, and it'll be here when you need it. Now, if they're still too mad to talk, don't push it. Just like with a tantrum, you can send them to the calming corner to let that big feeling get smaller first and come back when they're ready. And when it is time to talk about their hands, you give those hands a new job. I tell them, hands are not for hitting. Hands are for hugging, for touching gently, for caressing. You can tell them that even when they're very little, and you say it over and over, so the hand starts to learn what it's actually for. And this matters most with the very littlest ones, the babies and the 2-year-olds. Sometimes when a baby hits, it catches us off guard, and we laugh because it looks funny coming from someone so small. Please don't. A baby hitting isn't cute, and it isn't an accomplishment, because to them, your laugh means keep going. Instead, you gently take those little hands in yours and you tell them, we do not hit. Calm. And the same every time. They won't understand it the first time, or the 10th. But if you hold the hands and say the same words every single time, it slowly sinks in that hitting is not okay. And here's the part most people miss. Because when 2 children are involved, both of them need you. So I talk to both. I ask the one who hit, why did you hit him? And he says, because he called me not nice. Okay, so then I turn to the other child and I ask, why did you call him not nice? What did he do? Because that child needs to learn something too, that those words hurt and we don't say them to our friends. Then I bring it back to a solution and I let them try first. What can we do? How can we fix this? A lot of the time they're too little to know, so I hand them the words. We can say, please don't hit me, I don't like it. We can say, please don't call me that, I don't like it. And that's the quiet magic of it, because the child who got hurt is learning to stand up for themselves with words too, not with a hit back, with a sentence. Everybody walks away with something to say next time, instead of something to throw. And once everyone is calm, that's when you help them see the other side. Do you see how your friend is sad because you hit him? Do you see how your friend feels? So what can we say to each other? And a lot of the time, all on their own, they'll say sorry. Not because you forced a sorry out of them, but because they actually looked and saw and understood. That's how empathy gets built. One small, real moment at a time. And one gentle word of caution about that sorry, because this is where a lot of us get it wrong. Be careful it doesn't become a magic word. Some kids learn that as long as they say sorry afterward, everything is fine again. So they hit, they say sorry, and then they hit again, because the sorry erased it. The sorry only means something if the understanding comes first. That's why we do all the other steps before we ever get to it, so that when the sorry comes, it's real and not just a word they say to make the moment go away. And I want to be honest with you about the timeline, because this is not a one-night fix. It is not a 1-hour fix. Hitting doesn't stop because you said the perfect thing once. It stops slowly, over weeks, when you keep using the same words every single time. Why did you hit him? Why were you so mad? What did he do? Over and over, until one day it clicks. And it does click. I have kids who used to hit all the time, and now they come to me and they talk. They use the exact phrases I taught them. They'll say, why did you call me that? They'll come and tell me, he's calling me this, he's calling me that, instead of hitting him. They finally have the words, so they don't need the hand anymore. That's the whole thing. You're not stopping a bad kid from being bad. You're giving a good kid the words they didn't have yet. So the next time your toddler hits, take a breath before you decide what it means. It wasn't cruelty. It was a big feeling with no words and no breaks, coming out the only way it could. Don't tell them who they are. Ask them what happened. Never teach them to hit back. Teach them to get help. Catch it before it lands when you can. Stay calm when you can't. And remind them their hands are for hugging, not for hitting. Give them the words for the hitting and for standing up for themselves, and help them see the friend they hurt. And then do it again tomorrow and the day after. Because that's how it sticks. Because you're not raising someone mean. You're raising someone who's still learning how to hold a big feeling. And you're handing them the words for it. And one day, they'll use those words instead of their hands, because you gave them to them. You can do that. You came in afraid you were raising a mean kid, and now you know you never were. A toddler who hits is a toddler with a feeling too big for the words they have yet. Stay calm, ask what happened, give their hands a gentler job, and give everyone the words. It builds slowly, and then it holds. If you want more of what's really going on behind your toddler's hardest moments from someone who spends all day with them, subscribe. There's so much more they're trying to tell you.